Alrighty guys, today I'll be installing these brand new, well used, but new for me, LCI taillights from my 992 335i. Got the trunk pieces right there. You can see I got the older style, partially LED but mostly halogen taillights, which look pretty good, especially when these strips are lit up. However, I do think these LCI ones are quite a lot better. There's that strip I was talking about, not bad, but could do it for an upgrade. To remove the old lights, all I gotta do is pop the trunk. Let's get my stapler out of the way. For the right side, I'm gonna take this little panel off. And you have access to the bolts at the back of the taillight. So there are 3 nuts over here. We got one over here, one there, and one over here. They're 8mm, you need a deep well. Socket can take these out. However, I've already loosened these, so use my hand. I'll be back when that's done. Alright, so once those nuts are kind of removed, the entire light should be able to kind of pop out. Be careful of your paint, obviously. And there we go. All you need to do is undo this cable right there. There's a push pin on that side. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Right there. Just gotta push it in, it'll come right out. At this point, you need to grab your new light. I have some OEM units right here, so if you do get the OEM ones, they're more expensive, but I bought them used for about the same price as aftermarket solutions. You definitely need this adapter right here. I believe it's in the BMW OEM part. I'll put a link below. I think a few people sell them. FCP, ECS, they all kind of have this available. It plugs into the OEM taillight and it kind of goes to the pre-LCI connection. So here's the 2 side by side. Now just keep in mind, I have tinted these with vinyl. I'm not sure if I'm going to tint these as well. I might in the future, but I'll run with them kind of bare for the time being, and then we'll see if I want to do it later. But kind of a difference in the graphics. This is all LEDs except for the reverse light. But this is only partially LED in that the 3 little strips over there, but definitely a massive improvement. So to install it, you just need to do the reverse of what you did to uninstall the previous ones. Yeah, that's all it is. Alright, so we've got one light installed now. Looks quite a lot better. If we see that, let's turn some of there. Put the light on later, but it works right now completely. Just be aware of the panel gaps when you're tightening stuff down. Gap from down here and down here. I'm gonna have to adjust it later, but for now it looks fine to me. Yeah, so next up, let's take off this entire trunk liner, or this kind of carpet piece, and start by unscrewing these. And then with some sort of trim tool, you can remove these plastic clips you see over here. Just take them all off, and then this thing kind of falls down, kind of dangles down. It may not come all the way off because of this guy over here, the trunk release on the inside. There's a little wire over here, so don't worry about that. You shouldn't need that entire thing off anyways. This is all to get to the lights over here. Yeah, so these have to change as well. This thing drops down more or less, but it's hanging by that cable over there, which I didn't want to undo, only because it's very annoying to wrap back through that trunk hole. So it's for the emergency kind of escape, I guess, over here. So there's only one nut kind of holding these side lights. It's right over here. And to make things complicated, BMW couldn't make this an 8mm like the other ones, so it's actually a 10mm on either side. So obviously undo those, and then there should be connection. You just plug and play. So yeah. So once you do that little nut over there, this entire bracket kind of comes off. It slid in there like this before, and it just comes right off. You put that aside, and then if you push on this little peg over here, the entire light just kind of pops out. Connection, obviously, kind of same sort of deal. There's a push tab right there, and it'll come right out. Alright, so once it's plugged in, you got to make sure it's kind of flipped up like it kind of was when the whole one came out. It kind of pops right back in. No fuss, no muss right there. It's pretty good. Just got to put that bracket back in and tighten it up. Alright, so the new one is installed. Looks pretty good as far as I can tell. One thing I must note is that, as the car passes by, one thing I must note is that this clip easily bends and can break. I think I've broken one before in the past, but this one's okay. So just kind of hold your finger right there as you tighten it down to kind of keep it in place. So it's easy to break it, so yeah. Here's a quick look comparing the new LCI lights. Looking good. And the old pre-LCI lights, which not bad, but definitely not as good as those. Now you can buy an aftermarket set of these. They look pretty much identical for 300 bucks on eBay. I can put a link for those in the description. The OEM ones, like these, are like, I want to say almost 700 bucks new. That's right, 700 bucks. So I wouldn't say it's worth it to get those over the aftermarket ones. However, I found these used for 300, so I thought, might as well go for the OEM ones if I can. So that's what I did. However, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing to install physically the other side over there. However, if I were to start the car, I'd have quite a few errors and some codes because it's an LED. So there will be some coding necessary to fully defunct that. However, if you do go the aftermarket route, you will not need to be doing any coding, as far as I believe, as I think they're called Helix brand lights have resistors, so there won't need to be anything done aside from installing physically like this. So if you do have the Helix ones, this is all you need to do, or any other lights for that matter, that's all you need to do. But if you have the OEM ones like I do, stay tuned for coding. I'll be doing that next. I'm not going to code them today, but I'll do them in this video. Alright guys, to code your BMW, you're going to need this KD-CAN cable, for the E90 series at least. You'll need this cable to plug into a laptop with the IMPA software suite, which includes NCS Expert. If you don't have that, there are plenty of kind of guides on forums online to show you how to do that. If not, if you guys want me to, I can make a video about how to install that. You will need an old laptop to get a clean refresh, a clean install of Windows. That's why I did have this old laptop laying around. It was about 10 years old, but this works actually just fine. So plug this into your OBD2 port right down there, and then plug the other USB end into the computer. We'll get started. Alright, so once you get your KD-CAN cable plugged into your car and your computer, you can go ahead and put the key on, press the button once, then we can open IMPA over here. May take a second. Like I said, the computer's pretty old, but it works. There we go. So it says cable detected, yes, ignition on. Alright, so now we can close that. We know it's working. Alright, so what we want to do now is, we've already checked IMPA. We can go to the NCS Expert tool. Let me get this out of the way. Alright, so we can load the Revtors profile. And then we will do start chassis E89, which applies to all E90s. There we go. Then we will be programming the NFRM module right here. It'll load your VIN and all that. We can go back now, and then we need to process the ECU. We're going to go to NFRM right there. Okay. And then read ECU. We should have a success message soon. If you can hear that, it's actually starting to rain right now, so. Alright, just some useless hexadecimal information. We can put that away. Alright, now we can put this window, we can minimize it for a moment. We can go to File Explorer. And then our C drive over here. We will go to NCS Expert. Then work, there it is, here. There are no more of those, but I believe it is. Oh, I'm kind of right there. Alright, not active, and then the FD, which is the cold, some force test, which I is, but all I know is it should be not active. And now we have to do the same thing, but for the warm test. Instead of this is this first part. We got 2 R's there. There it is. So the BFD, the BL, K underscore H should all be not active. So that's all we need to do. Alright. So that's essentially for we can save the file and let's see. Alright, file save as. Let's save it as a man. That I have done this before my the side marker light blinkers because they had blink on and you give me an error message, so that'll be gone. But we'll save that. I think just as a txt or all files txt. Place it. Okay. Let's go back to NCS expert to basic functions, and now get a coapi read sg, right, this one right here. So read g get fsww. Okay. Okay. Now should get a perfect message in a moment. You can hear my computer really working. There it is. Okay, now you change the job, because right now coding mode, see Cody, something like that, so it's coding mode. We want it in the reading mode. So we can change job over here, and then choose Karen or SG right here. Sorry, I mean something else completely. German, but W right there. Okay, execute job. So the car is being coded. I hear some stuff making some noise, and that should be good to go. Take the key off. Alrighty guys, so there are no more warning lights. The blinkers work just fine. There's no more fast blinking. And in the inside over here, well, obviously it's kind of key on right now, so it's gonna have the warning light anyways. But the little triangle there and the light bulb is gone. And just to show you guys, I'll start the car. Which is great. So that's it. That's how you install and code up some new LCI taillights for your E92. The process of coding should be very similar to the E90, if not exactly the same. Can't say the same for your E93, I don't really know. So